Hello and welcome to our virtual studio here in beautiful British Columbia, Victoria. My name is Edwin Braun and I'm your host and will guide you through the first steps with our latest product, mirrorEncrypt. Before we start, I would like to mention that this is an unscripted video and nothing is pre-recorded or written up. Everything you see here is happening live. So please excuse me if there are some little hiccups or problems with video or audio delays. Everything is recorded on one and the same machine, so keep that in mind. In the upcoming session, I will show you how to create a secure encryption key in mirrorEncrypt and use this key to create secure backups. Also, I will explain the concept of managing multiple security keys and why we developed our software in that way that you have the option to use multiple secure encryption keys. So enough of introduction and let's start right away. Let me switch to my second monitor and you will see now a picture of me and our live capture of the application. So what we can do now here is when you first start mirrorEncrypt, you will see this welcome screen. And I know starting a new software and getting bombarded with a wall of text is annoying, but we wanted to make sure that things are secure. And when I say secure, I mean in both ways. You should know what needs to be done, and you should know what's critical and potentially dangerous when you're not understanding how the software works. Because the only thing or the main thing we don't want to happen is that you lose data. Because our system is meant to protect your data, especially when you store it outside of your own hardware that is not under your control. And that means when you store data on Google Drive, Amazon Drive, iCloud, OneDrive, whatever cloud provider you might choose, we want to make sure that your data there is only readable by you and you alone. So we encourage you to take the time, it's just a few minutes, take the time to read and understand what we want from you to do. But I will guide you through and explain all the steps we are doing here right now. So the first thing you need to do when you start this application the first time is create a secure key, because without a secure key, you can't encrypt your data. So you would just click this button here. And there's a next screen, again, a lot of text there. However, it's important, read it and understand it, but I'll explain it as well. So what we are doing here is we are creating a key. So you click on the create button and now we have two input fields. And most of the time, I would say 99% of the time, the only thing you want to do is give your key, your secure key, a name. So I'll give this key a name and I'll just name it my secure key. So now I have a name for my secure key. The second input field is optional and you should not use it unless you want to pass on encrypted data. So keep that in mind. So creating your key is just naming your key. So you reference your key by a name that you can freely pick and choose. This is not the password, so don't confuse that. It's just the name for your key. Your key is a highly secure, this long garbage and collection of random letters and secure created numbers that you don't have to care about. Our system creates a unique key that is at that time when you create it is unique, and it is near impossible that any key created is the same. So when you now click on the generate, we are now going to use a secure system to create a really long security key. And now we ask you in the next screen, save your key, because it's like your key to your house or to your car. If you lose that key, your house is gone, your car is gone. So make sure you protect your key. So that's why we ask you to save the key. And now a save dialog opens up that you cannot see right now on my screen, but you can just point it to any file or folder. Let me just type in my name, my key, and I'll say save. So we ask you to save this external on a USB drive and use 2 USB drives. One USB drive should go into your vault and the other USB drive you should use. And on top of that, we suggest that you also probably use multiple storage areas where you store this key, because it wouldn't make sense when your house burns down, then the key is also lost. So try to have multiple places where you have this key. So when you're done with that, you just press the done button, and then you're presented with our main screen. And in the main screen, we can do the following. We can create now our encryption jobs. So what you're probably going to do is, the first step is create your job. So you can have multiple jobs you want to do. And let me first create a Google Drive job. So I just named that Google Drive, G Drive. And how about I use our source code for our manual? So I want to secure my source code on Google Drive, but I don't ever want Google to read or understand what I'm storing on their hard drives. So I want to be in control. There should not be possible for them to look into it, grab my manual, grab my pictures, grab my audio, grab my video files. I don't want that. So now I am going to do that. So I name this job Google Drive Final Tune. That's a product we have, and I want to store or secure my source code for the manual. Then I'll create another job just to show how flexible and great our system is when you want to do automatic and secure backup, mirroring and syncing to your Google Drive, for example. So I'll use another Google Drive, and let me just pick another manual source code. So let me pick this. So, and we have now these 2 jobs in here. So I created 2 jobs for mirroring or backup. And let me now adjust the first one, the Final Tune source code, or the source code for our manual. So I'm now going into the properties and setup function, and I'm using the edit job icon up here. And now we have a few parameters we have to set up. The first thing is our source folder. So again, a standard Windows file picker shows up. I'll pick a file. You can't see that right now on the screen, but I'm picking the source code for, just go in here. And we'll just go and pick our tune manual where we say, okay, this is our manual source. I'll pick that. So we have our source now. Now I'll pick my encryption key. So everything I store will use this encryption key. And I created this in my first step, you might remember. And there I just used the my secure key as a name. And now I'll specify where do I want to mirror this data. Another dialog opens up. And I'm now looking for my Google Drive. I'll go to my drive, go in here and select my target folder. So now what will be happening is all the source code here will be mirrored to the Google Drive, including subfolders. So this is a pretty complex manual. It has hundreds of images, pictures, and subfolders and everything. So I'll keep subfolders on. And now I have the option to do that automatic with a timer, or I just do that manual where I say, okay, send it encrypted or get the encrypted thing back in case something happened locally. But for now, I just want to set up a timer. But before I activate the timer, I'll set the time for the timer. How often should it look in the folder? So right now, I'll just keep it for the fun of it at 10 seconds. So every 10 seconds, it will look into this folder. And if I put something in, it will automatically encrypt it and up on Google Drive. And I can pick multiple timer values every minute, every 2, as you see, every 50 minutes, every hour, and so on. So now that I have everything here set up, we can go back. Because I did not turn on the timer right now. I just want to go to my next project or job, and that's the file render. That's another product we have, source code of our manual. So we are just selecting this, going to edit job, same deal. I'll pick the source folder and I'll go into the source folder and pick my final render. Here we go. And the same deal. And now I see I could use the same encryption key, but I wanted to show you something. Let me just, I know it's a little bit confusing right now because I'm jumping back and forth, but I want to show you we can create at any time new keys. So let's say I want a different encryption key for my file render manual for whatever reason. There could be many reasons you want separate keys. So I'll just go to the Edit Crypt Keys screen and press the Add button. And I'll just call that my special key. Once more, I'm not going to enter this password here. My special key. And now it's creating a second key. So now I have two keys. I have my secure key and my special key. So I'll go back into file render, edit my job, and now I'll pick my key. And you will see it appears here. My special key is now here. So I pick that, and same deal. Now I want to go to my Google Drive, and I'll pick, let me just pick my Google Drive, in my test folder here. And now I have my folder here on my Google Drive. And the same deal, I keep it at 10 seconds for now, and I'm not activating the timer yet. So nothing has happened. Unless we activate the timer, nothing happens. So I want to create another job, just to show you another option we have here in our application. And I'll create client files, project Armageddon. So let's do that. So I created another mirror job called client files project Armageddon. So whatever secret stuff this is a doomsday weapon or whatever. I have construction plans, I have 3D data, I have secret videos, whatever I want to do, I want to make sure that on Google Drive I have a backup in case a bomb drops on my place. So I want to have an external backup, but I don't want Google to know what Armageddon is and what's happening and going on and so on. So what we're doing here now is, for this, I want to make sure that my client is able to read this data. So I will pass on in a secure way, either by telephone or mail or standard mail, or I'll visit the customer and give him on paper a password. So how would I do that? We are going back to the edit crypt keys. And now we are going to create a new key for client access. So let's name it Pentagon Client. That's funny. So now this is the name of the key, but now I'm going to overwrite. I'm telling our system, hey, don't create a random key for me. I need to pass this key on to my client. So I need something that humans can understand and read and write and all this kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do now is I'll think of something secure. And we need to make sure we use as much special characters as we can. I'll think of something secure. For sure. So up to 32 characters you can use here, and we mumble and scramble out of this secure key. So now you can tell your customer, hey, I have on this drive, this file, you need to use this password. So that's a passphrase or password, however you want to call it. Use this password or passphrase, and he will be able to encrypt it. Decrypt it, sorry. So now we have that done and set up. And in here, we would just go, we go back to our project, and there I would just pick the Pentagon client key. That's my clear name I want to use here. So now I have this key here, and we can set up folders and everything. I'm not going to do that right now for that because I have no extra files to transfer. However, yeah, why not? Let's do it. As I said, this is unscripted, so I'll make up my mind as I go. So let me just pick my source and something else. Let me just pick my mirrorEncrypt. Do I have something? Something easy. Yeah. Let me pick this folder, the screenshots, and then same deal. I'll pick my Google Drive. Under Windows, you need to have a drive name or drive letter, and you can download the Google Drive from Google. You probably know that already. So I'll just that and select the folder here. Same deal. I can set a timer if I wanted to. So I'll go back. And now I've set up all my jobs. Right now, the timer is 10 seconds. I have set up a secure key. I use 2 automatically created keys. And now we have also a password or passphrase key that I know and can pass on if I wanted to do in a secure way. And now the only thing I need to do is activate the timer on each of these projects. And now watch what happens. We get a warning message. Hey, we are synchronizing, so we are mirroring. So everything that's in the source changed will be mirrored to the mirror folder. And we will delete stuff. So if you change something in your source and remove things, the mirror will represent that. Keep that in mind. The mirror is always changing. The mirror is representing your source folder. So if you delete something in the source, it will be deleted in the mirror instantly in the next update cycle. So this is just a warning. Okay, we do that. for the next, and we do that for the next as well. So now within 10 seconds, we should see the things starting and transferring the data to the Google Drive. And as we can see, it transferred all the data here on our Google Drive. And I can see in my Google Drive that all the data is transferred and created. So that's all it does, or that's needed for our system. Let me just turn off here, and it will detect when data is already there, and then we have everything working fine here. So what else do we have here? We can remove projects just by pressing this button here. Ask me, do you really want to remove? Yes, I press the button to remove. We can rename our project. Secret source. So that's how we rename our job, and we can have as many jobs as we want. We can group them and do all kinds of things by proper naming conventions. We can add here new. Here we can have a project password on load. So if we were to save this project file, so now let's say I created 5, 6, 10 jobs, I can save this project, and the next time it will load and present me with the projects, with the jobs I have here. Then we can have save as. I can rename that. We can, as I said, save it, or we can reset the project file and start from new. So when I do that, everything will be removed. So let me just do that. So that will remove every job and we start fresh. However, when we go to our keys, keep in mind it also removed the keys. So just be careful when you do this. However, when you load a project, let me just load a project file again. Just load that. Yes. Yes. It will tell me, hey, you have timers on, and it will transfer all the files over to the G drive, my Google Drive. So now when we load this, all our keys that are in this project will be loaded as well. So next, for these project files, because they are also critical and you should not have them unencrypted. Unencrypted means you could actually read the XML file and see what's in there. So it's up to you. If it's your local machine, so we consider with our concept, the local machine is your secure place, your safe place. However, someone could break into your local machine, so it would be a good idea to just protect the project file with a password as well. But again, if someone breaks into your local machine, it's probably you're in trouble anyway. Then we have the settings here where we can say, okay, where's my project file saved? Do we want to have the project saved in an encrypted way, save on app closing? So when I close the application, it will store and save this project file with whatever changes and settings I did here. So important thing is use the help file. Let me just bring up the help file. You won't see it on my screen here because it's not, but it will open the help file that's very detailed and explains step by step what to do. So first thing you should do is press the help file, grab a beer, grab a Coke, and just read through the help file. It has information how our system works and what's possible with that. You can also click here for the application information. You will see the version number. We will try to update the application as often as possible, as needed. So whenever we get feedback and reports about problems in the application, we will update it, and you will get the update normally through the Microsoft Store. And also, you can go to the product page and just check out the product page and see if we have updates there or new stuff to go. So that's the first steps for our application. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it is an unscripted video, so I was doing as I go. However, I hope you liked it, and it helps you to getting the first setup done and understanding what's going on. And let me just repeat there's only one important part. It's a synchronization or mirroring system, backup system. So that means right now, this is a one-way straight. Source, mirror. So that means everything you change in source will be represented here. So that's always a mirror of the source, regardless how the source looks like. If you delete something, it will be deleted on the mirror as well. So the mirror will be recreated all the time. So just keep that in mind. Actual deleting of data will be here. It's not a backup system in a normal sense where you have a backup forever. It's more of a live synchronization or live mirroring of secure data there. We have an option in there. Let me just show you that. Didn't I say I'm finished? I'm done. So let me just show you down here. We have an option of decrypt the mirror to source. However, be careful with that, because that means that the mirror will now copy everything to the source and overwrite the source. So be careful when you want to do that. Or use a new folder for that to get an unencrypted original of your backup mirror. So that's it for now. Thank you again for watching this video. Enjoy, and I hope you will like this application. And please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and most important, spread the word, leave some comments, leave feedback on the Microsoft Store. We are dependent on that. We need word of mouth right now to tell how great our application is. How it's a little application. It does what it says, and that's the beauty of it. I love it. We use it every day in our system, in our workflow. We secure our source code, and we are confident we can do that and store it outside of our office. So when the office burns down, we still have everything we depend on. Thank you again. Goodbye.